I could see why some Bond purists maybe didn't like certain things that happen in this movie. What's happening, film friends? Dave the Film Junkie here, bringing you my film review of No Time to Die. And then I realized last night when we were talking about James Bond on the vodka stream, I realized, you look at the titles, there's a lot of live, die, and kill when it comes to the titles of James Bond movies. And it must just be like, they must have a board somewhere, and those three words are right up there, and then they just kind of like try to work them in. Not always, but sometimes they're like, as they really try to work that in the title somewhere. No Time to Die, of course, stars Daniel Craig in his last outing as James Bond, which was sad, man. I mean, I was looking forward to it, but not at the same time, because I've enjoyed, even though there's some ones that maybe aren't as good, but for the most part, it's been a pretty solid franchise. It really has. And the fact that it's been a linear Bond story, it hasn't just jumped all over, because every other Bond movie you watch it doesn't matter which, you could just pick one at random and just start on that. It doesn't matter. It's just another story. There's no backstory really. Even though, like, if you read the books, sometimes they were linear. It's all been pretty crazy, but I just like the fact that this one has been a linear Bond story. So in this one, Bond retires again. I'm like, how many times has this guy fallen off and then he comes back? Yeah. Nah, it works with all the stories. I mean, of course, you think about Skyfall and whatnot. But anyways, it does continue off of Spectre, and there's some Spectre elements that are in this movie, and some secrets. Obviously, we got a new love affair that's happening. You could see from the trailer that some secrets were kept, and there's a tie to Spectre. And so Bond has to come back, and there's a new 007, which a lot of people got bent out of shape over, and it was not, again, before you get all bent out of shape about stuff, context. Rami Malek is the villain in this movie, and he's got something that he wants to put out there in the world to kind of just do that villainy, that Bond villainy stuff. But anyways, guys, what did I think of No Time to Die? Oh, I enjoyed the shit out of this. Of course, action, superb, cinematography. So good. And then you got Hans Zimmer doing the score and intertwining some of that Bond theme that's in there. It's all just great. It's all just fantastic. And of course, Daniel Craig, I would say this is up there, like, when it comes to the five Bond movies, when it comes to performance. I mean, he's always performed well. There's scenes where it's just like he just knocks it out of the park, but there's some scenes in here that, takes Bond in a different direction where you're kind of like, that's interesting. And it just goes. It goes. Like I said, the runtime, it's a long runtime, but you don't feel it. You definitely don't feel it. It flows. It flows pretty well. And everybody else, too, that also involved, you got Mr. Fiennes. We got, what's her name? Naomi Harris. She's back, too. I mean, it's Miss Moneypenny. It's all great. And I'm trying to think, is there anybody else that returned? Oh, yeah, the guy who plays Q. Can't remember his name. It's good to see everybody back, those people back, and then just to end this Bond story. And, man, I tell you what, I did get a little teary-eyed. At the end, it was just kind of like, all right, no spoilers. I will do a spoiler review, but I'm just like, just to see it all wrap up, and the fact that this is my favorite Bond. I mean, I'm not like a diehard. I'm not a big time enthusiast as much as maybe like Scott. Like we were talking about last night, Scott and Ray were more of an enthusiast than I am, but I do enjoy them. I mean, when it comes to Bonds with me, it started with me with Pierce Brosnan. Who the fuck didn't play GoldenEye like crazy? I did, and loved the movie. Tomorrow Never Dies and his little run, it was great. But when it comes to this, I think I was like, yeah, Daniel Craig is definitely my favorite Bond. So I did get a little teary-eyed at the end. And it's not all great. It's not all great. And I'll probably cover this a little bit more in the spoiler review, because there are some times where you kind of go, what's the villain really trying to do here? And then there's like a reveal that happens when I went, okay, it was okay. I get that. But you set up this, and you could have paid it off with this reveal with this, but then, and I went, all right. I just kind of went, okay, well, there's a couple little things where I was like, I don't know if that quite worked out in the favor, but that was pretty much it. There was just a couple little gripes with some story points where I was kind of going, and then I went, okay, but, okay, and I'm just going to talk about that more in my spoiler. Overall, like the movie a lot, and I think it's a good final chapter for the Daniel Craig Bond. I mean, maybe a couple times where it's just like, okay, can we just take a breath? But I did like that. And Ana de Armas, too. Oh, by the way, my God. Talk about just a just a perfect mixture of adorable and sexy, all in one. I mean, you know, she has a scene and she's just so adorable because she's this like, you know, greenhorn agent who's sexy as hell, and she just is like quirky and kind of, you know, but she kicks ass, and it's just it's very, even you can even see James Bond just kind of like, you're a good one. You're one of the good ones. I hope to see you again. And if I wasn't, you know, in love with this other chick, you and me, oh, you know damn well he'd be saying that. So yeah, overall, yeah, like I said, I really enjoyed it, and you know, I could see why, you know, I'll talk about it more in my spoiler. But anyways, so there you go, guys. There's my review for No Time to Die. Definitely great. Go see it. Go check it out. Watch it in the movie theaters. You know, if you want to. No pressure, but it's always good to see something like this. You want that loud sound, and it's really good. So anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts about it down below. If you saw No Time to Die, hit that like thumbs up. Hit that like, thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you want to become a member, there's the member button. There's the Patreon as well if you want to join that. Help out the pirate ship. And then, of course, merchandise down below in the closet. All right, guys. Talk to you later.